Dear students, I hope you're all well. And in the chapter Body Movement, we read about the different types of joints and bones. Now we are reading about the cartilage. Okay, some additional parts of the skeleton that are not as hard as the bones and which can be bent. These are called cartilage. Okay, so two peculiar character of this cartilage is one of that it is not as hard as the bones and it can be bent. So feel your ear. Do you find any hard bony parts that can be bent? Okay, you can see this type. You can upper part of ear has cartilage and the earlobe. Okay, so there do not seem to be any bones there, isn't it? Okay, if you see like that, it is not very hard. You can feel that. Do you notice anything different between the earlobe and the portion above it? Okay, as you press them between your fingers. Okay, if you press earlobe, okay, and upper part of ear, so you do feel something in the upper parts of the ear that is not as soft as the earlobe but not as hard as a bone, isn't it? This is cartilage. So upper part of ear has cartilage. Cartilage is also found in the joints of the body. We have seen that our skeleton is made up of many bones, joints, and cartilage. You could feel, bend, and move many of them. Draw a neat figure of the skeleton in your notebook. Okay, this activity you have to do also. We have learned about the bones in our body and about joints that help us move in different ways. What makes the bones move the way they do? Let us find out. Make a fist with one hand. Bend your make a fist. Sorry, with one hand. Okay, एक मुट्ठी बनानी है आपने. Bend your arm at the elbow and touch your shoulder with the thumb. Okay, in figure also given. Do you see any changes in your upper arm? Touches with the other hand. Okay, this type of figure given. You have to do this type of activity if you not understand. Okay, this type of activity. First activity is A, then B. Two muscles work together to move a bone. Observe a swollen region in the upper arm. This is a muscle. Okay, nowadays many students will be aware about it because gym and some other workouts are peculiar nowadays to growing muscles. The muscles bulk due to contraction. It becomes smaller in length. Okay, when you can see when we move our hand upper side, okay, so you can see there these are the muscles. Okay, these contract when we bend down our hand. Now bring your arm back to its normal position. What happened to the muscle? Is it still contracted? You can observe similar contraction of muscles in your leg when you walk or run. Okay, when contracted, the muscle becomes shorter, stiffer, and thicker. It pulls the bone. Muscle work in pairs. When one of them contracts, the bone is pulled in that direction. The other muscle of the pair relaxes. To move the bone in the opposite direction, the relaxed muscle contracts to pull the bone towards its original position, while the first relaxes. Okay, a muscle. So you can see here when we move our upper hand, okay, this muscle contract and this kept in rest, and then second muscle will be become in rest. So in figure you can see that two muscles have to work together to move a bone. Our muscles and bones always require for movement. How do other animals move? Do all animals have bones? What about an earthworm or a snail? Let us study the manner of movement, that is the gait of some animals. Okay, gait of some animals means first is earthworm. Observe an earthworm moving on soil in a garden. Gently lift it and place it on a piece of blotting or filter paper. Observe its movement. Then place it on a smooth glass plate or any slippery surface. Observe its movement now. it is different from that on paper. In which of the above two surfaces do you find that the earthworm is able to move easily? The body of an earthworm is made up of many rings joined to end. Okay, if you see movement of earthworm, okay, this is the structure of earthworm. An earthworm does not have bones. It has muscles which help to extend and shorten the body. During movement, the earthworm first extend the front part of the body, keeping the rear portion fixed to the ground. Okay, if you are able to going in a field, you can observe this movement of earthworm and you can easily understand. Then it fixes the front end and releases the rear end. It then shortens the body and pulls the rear end forward. This makes it moves forward by a small distance. Repeating such muscles expansion and contractions, the earthworm can move through soil. Its body secretes a slimy substance to help the movement. How does it fix part of its body to the ground? Under its body, it has a large number of tiny bristles, hair like structures, projecting out. Their bristles are connected with the muscles. The bristles help to get a good grip on the ground. The earthworm actually eats its way through the soil. Its body then throws away the undigested part of the material that it eats. This activity of an earthworm makes the soil more useful for plants. So that's why the earthworm is called the friend of a farmer. Next is snail. Observe a snail in your garden or in the field. Have you seen the rounded structure it carries on its back? Okay, like this structure. I hope you already seen the snail. This is called the cell and it is the outer skeleton of the snail, but is not made of bones. The cell is a single unit and does not help in moving from place to place. Okay, it has to be dragged alone. Place the snail on a glass plate and watch it. When starts moving, carefully lift the glass plate along the snail over your head. Observe its movement from beneath. A thick structure and the head of the snail may come out of an opening in the cell. The thick structure is its foot, made of strong muscles. Now carefully tilt the glass plate. The wavy motion of the foot can be seen. Is the movement of a snail slow or fast as compared to an earthworm? Okay, so if you see, it's a if we compared their movement, it is slow. Okay, so from this zeta just behind it, a foot like structure is come out. I hope you see that structure if you see the snail. Next is cockroach. Observe a cockroach. Cockroach walk and climb as well as fly in the air. They have three pairs of legs. These help in walking. The body is covered with a hard outer skeleton. This outer skeleton is made up of number of plates joined together and that permits movement. Okay. There are two pairs of wings attached to the body behind head. The cockroaches have distinct muscles. Those near the legs move the legs for walking. The body muscles move the wings when the cockroach flies. Next is birds. Birds fly in the air and walk on the ground. Some birds, like ducks and swans, also swim in water. The birds can fly because their bodies are well suited for flying. Their bones are hollow and light. The bones of the hind limbs are typical for walking and perching. Okay. The body parts of the forelimbs are modified as wings. The shoulder bones are strong. The breastbones are modified to hold muscles of flight, which are used to move the wings up and down. So, if you see the figure, this skeleton of bird, okay, you can see the hollow uh, bones are found there. Okay, but its shoulder bones are very strong. Okay, whenever you read the sentences, compare with it image also. So today we are discussed about the cartilage and different gait of animals. Okay, in next class we will read about some aquatic animals and their movements. Thank you.